right, and we're live. How's it going, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to HODL the Line. Notifications starting to go out, so we'll jibber jabber for a little while that's going on. Guys, how's it going, man? How's things in your necks of the woods?
Entirely too hot. So it I think our high today was 102, and it feels like 110. So
it's a little bit warmer than I was last week, but this week now we're like in the low 80s, high 70s.
I'll trade you.
I'll trade you.
You're getting the weather that I had last week. But I mean, we still have the Canadian wildfire smoke, so
I won't trade you that.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
It's not as bad. I mean, it's still visible, but it's not like a thick fog like it was.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, you heard what Trump said about it, right? He was like, Canada, if you don't do something about this, we'll tariff you. I'm like, what?
That's right.
You get a tariff. You get a tariff.
Yeah, you get a tariff.
I mean, man. I'm not going to say like a tariff is the right way to put it, but I feel you got to be able to do something about it, you know, like, but at the same time, it's a wildfire. Like,
exactly.
Do we have wildfires that spread to Canada?
You know what you do about it? You send over some firefighting gear and help. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's so many better solutions. Well, it's like, but like, have you ever noticed that all these wildfire problems happen in like super liberal areas? When it's like California gets crazy wildfires and like all the time, they just don't take care of the nature that they espouse to love so much. It's just surprising. I'm like, oh, okay. Just
exactly.
Let it all burn, huh?
That's right.
But I also feel that sometimes they just let it burn and say that they can't control it just to increase the cost of lumber and things like that.
So the other thing, though, is like it's actually really helpful to have like just natural fires that occur. It clears out a lot of problems, and then there's certain plants that only grow after a wildfire happens. There's a lot of nourishment that happens from all of the ashes. It like refertilizes the soil and things like that. So it's actually a good natural thing, but a lot of these don't end up happening naturally, and we find out after the fact.
I know that surprises everybody who's watching. So it's not tinfoil hats. Tinfoil hats. There we go.
Well, there's the tinfoil hat theory like mine, but then there's also like a responsible, you know, kind of thing with that BC said, you know, because that does make sense. I mean, like a tree probably grows back bigger, stronger, and better after it's been burned down. Granted, it takes a couple decades, but
yep, I'm with you.
It's just the ecosystem, you know, it's a big circle. You remove one chunk and then just everything dies.
Believe me, folks, this wasn't our topic of conversation today. We're just lamenting about some of us having to suffer with the Canadian wildfires. I've luckily, it hasn't been bad for me since I told you guys like the prior weekend when it first all started. But it's been okay, knock on wood. But there we go. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but we're knocking on wood. So there it is. So yeah, we're talking about that, but today we're going to be talking nuclear power. We are going to, of course, talk about Trump. I know nobody here gives a crap about Trump, but anyway, we're also going to talk a little bit of crypto with regard to Japan and their redesignation of some classification of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, of course. And we're going to talk about how, you know, the Treasury Department is like locking up some of the wallets that they say are related to Iran. So we'll get to those. Hope everybody's doing well. Say hey in the chat. You know the drill. As a matter of fact, I probably should have put this up already, but I'm slacking today, so there it is. You know the drill. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, share this thing out. We're trying to make this thing grow. We are here every Monday night for HODL Line, and we've been running through a series, a special series. So if you haven't seen all of those videos, go back. I'm starting to get some of the clips up and at them now with regard to that series, so go check that out, and we will continue on with it as we got more people responding to wanting to be here. All right, BC, what do you say? You want to start us off with our first topic of discussion for tonight?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Got them all pulled up finally. Let me get my screen shared.
And mining stock saying hey in the house. Yeah, thank you, man. You rock.
Appreciate that.
You rock there. Yeah, like it.
There we go. Got the first one. All right. So you brought up nuclear. Well, let's just start off on that one because that was the first one I got pulled up. So Department of Energy committing 17.5 billion to nuclear. Each partner has put up $1 billion in equity before the government opens vault. So the number jumped off the page in the DOE's June 23rd announcement. Seven utilities signed letters of intent. They want a spot in the biggest nuclear deal in a generation, but there are only 5 openings. The DOE committed 17.5 billion to build 10 AP1000 reactors at 5 sites across the country. Each reactor puts out 1.1 gigawatts. That's 11 gigawatts of new capacity, nearly 10 million homes worth of power, clean and running around the clock. So, we'll dive a little bit further into that article, but I thought I've been telling everyone for quite a while, nuclear is coming, and we've seen quite a bit of rumblings last year about it. There was kind of a lot up in the works, and now it seems like there's the next step coming out. I didn't know that they were actually going to be using the 1.1 gigawatts nuclear reactors for their project, but this is the newest competitor to the Chinese one that just got put out, which is a 1 gigawatt nuclear power center. So it seems like we're going to be doing quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see who wins out on these contracts, because that'll depend a lot on what areas of the country will really see a nice little decrease in their energy costs.
Well, you assume that that's going to be passed on, because again, the whole reason for this is because of these AI data centers, right? As a matter of fact, the other piece of that article, and again, links to everything that we are talking about tonight are in the description, and if you're watching this on the replay, they'll still be in the description, so go ahead and check those out, do your own research kind of thing. But Google is purchasing old power plants to go and have their own nuclear power plants for these data centers. So I mean,
Google paired with Westinghouse to do all of that. So they bought a bunch out in I think it was Iowa. They bought some nuclear power plants there, and they've got their sites on some other ones as well. Like they're revitalizing what was it, 1,000 mile, the 3 Mile Island.
Yep,
that's being brought back to life as well. They'll be refurbishing it and things like that, so it won't just be the old power plant that they had, and they'll be upgrading it to.
I'm impressed they can even work on that now. I mean, I guess that was the 70s, right? So in theory, it's been what is that, about 60 years or so? So maybe.
Yeah.
It's almost one that it might be cheaper just to demolish it all and then rebuild it.
Well, that might be what their plan is. I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, you already have a bunch of the components that you would need. And then it's just kind of upgrading your safety features. You know, instead of it being single redundancy, you're going to have triple redundancies, so that if one thing fails, it's still contained within a containment unit, and then you would have a triple to contain that. God forbid something fails on your second layer.
Right.
You know, so
well,
the infrastructure is still fine.
Right. But now, the important part, I think, or one of the important parts that you brought up, BC, is having lower energy costs potentially. Ironically, right before you jumped into the back end of the stream, Badel and I were literally talking about energy costs. Mm-hmm. And it's like all we're doing is seeing a continual increase. Do you really think that that's something that they're going to end up passing on to the average consumer?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, probably not initially, but like eventually, yes. Because it would get to the point where it's like it's a negligible cost to even make the electricity. The biggest part would come from transporting the electricity from one area to another. That would be the biggest cost.
Well, they already rake us over the coals for that, even though they don't do anything about it. They're using existing infrastructure. But let's
I mean, I just got an email a couple days ago that obviously I deleted, but I read the basics of it, and it was pretty much that Illinoisans are expected to see like a 60% increase in electricity over the next 2 to 3 years, just because of the uses of data centers. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, we have a few. Grant, there's a lot that are proposed, but there's a lot of opposition about getting them. But it's like, if you're already telling us to expect a 60% electrical increase because of data centers, well, then you kind of already know that most of these data centers are just going to be built.
Well, yeah, why not plan ahead is what you're saying? Why not?
Well, a lot of this just depends on the energy prices. So with the whole Iran situation, we've seen your energy costs, quite a bit higher, and this has really been part of why you've seen this very quick development on nuclear energy. But I think it was something like 50 to 60% of all data centers have been put on pause. Like the data centers that were going to be built have been put on pause. And this is what's been holding up the stock market is AI. Everything about AI has been holding up the entire stock market, but all of this is based on debt. So if your dollar does worse, that means all of these AI stocks are going to be doing worse. And new construction has mostly been in the data centers. That's been holding up the market there. It's also a lot of speculation on purchase orders and things like that for parts. So like AI has been holding up the whole economy. And you even had your Jerome Powell admitting that last year. It was like, oh, well, some of the numbers are bad, but your economy's doing pretty well because, AI. And he's basically banking the fact that we wouldn't have to kind of mess with the interest rates too much because of AI. But the big part of that is you won't be able to lower the interest rates with things getting worse and seeing everything go down. You might have to raise it, but that would also screw over your entire economy because AI is basically a speculative asset class right now.
Unfortunately, yes. Everything. Yep. And you're right, it's on debt. So it's like they're betting right now, and especially people like Google who are doing this public-private partnership thing where they're buying up these I'll use defunct in my air quotes there, nuclear plants to basically take care of their own data centers. And they have not really received the profit that they expected to receive. I mean, we've talked about the fact that some companies are saying, man, this whole AI thing is too expensive. We better hire humans back. I mean, so it's like, but do you think that that's going to be the actual avenue, guys? Like it's going to be more instead of like, I know right now the DOE is the ones kind of putting this front and center, but like, are we looking more like companies like Google per se, maybe Anthropic or or OpenAI building their own nuclear power plants for these type of data centers, or is it going to be more for public consumption plus AI? What do you think?
I mean, so if we're going to be taking the Bezos model, which is building, he's going with small modular reactors that
I was going to get to that one next.
Yeah, he's placing them, and that's all to basically support his infrastructure in Washington, and then also to kind of take away from all of the problems that the consumer is having in that area. So it's like it depends on how we're going to go about it. If you have all of these companies building their own reactors, which I would kind of expect to see, especially if, say, the Department of Energy, if you pull back up this article right here, they're talking about 3 years or like a 2030 for some of this. You have some of them talking about like 2032. These companies can't wait for that. If I can get a nuclear reactor built in a year, just building a few SMRs, and we built 3 nuclear reactors, and this offsets something like 1.5 million homes, then that at the end of the day, that boosts their image. And then you're not hearing about all of these energy costs that is going to be passed on to the consumer. And that's going to, 1, help their image, 2, also help your economy. And then 3, if you are able to like do what California forced with something like say their solar, sell all of your excess power to the grid, now you're actually going to start seeing a return on at least some part of your AI venture, because AI is receiving basically $0. The amount, like the open AI, the amount of money that they're getting from subscriptions does not offset the amount of money that they're spending. So,
no, facts. And again, this is something that if you've been following my channel for a while, several streams, BC and I have talked about this again. And shout out to Dave Digital. I see you. I see you.
I just read the comment. That's what I'm starting to laugh.
I know. That's why I see you, man. Anyway, we talked about it originally from the perspective of Bitcoin mining, because at the time that was, the big offset on the energy spectrum, and even something to the effect that I saw at a relatively small Bitcoin conference in the state of New Hampshire. That's what started me like on the whole, like, oh my goodness, what about nuclear power kind of kick. And I expected, when I read this article, for it to be more along the lines like you just said, BC, these more kind of personal power plants. I know they're not personal power plants, guys, but that kind of model versus the model that, or at least the images I've seen of this particular type of model. I actually tried pulling one up, but it was giving me difficulty, so I said the hell with it. But it's like I wasn't expecting them to be shooting at that model, because like you said, that's going to take time. There's all kinds of permits. You got to get all the safety stuff in place. You got to do all these hoops to make sure you don't have another 3 Mile Island. And that's going to take time. I don't know. Do you think they're going to pivot, guys? Or do you think they're going to keep their foot on the pedal with regard to these?
I think it's only going to get more expensive, because with the data centers, you also need a good amount of water, though, too, for cooling. And I mean, they say that it's like a closed loop system, but some of them are, some of them aren't. But then you also have to look at all the materials that go into a data center, like RAM. That's dramatically increased in price. And if they keep buying RAM, guess what? The price is just going to keep going up.
See, a lot of but like that again was part of what I was talking about with speculative. Whereas in the RAM price went up because of purchase orders that have yet to be fulfilled. Because these data centers aren't built yet. There's just very large purchase orders, and they don't want people, kind of negating some of the the large purchase orders.
Right.
So if I'm going to order, say, 100,000 sticks of RAM, I'm going to increase the price here, even if they're not going to purchase it for 2 years from now. The purchase and that's all speculative though. It's like no money is actually transferred hands, but now this company's stock is up in value because a purchase order is in place, and they want this stuff. Even if the purchase order never happens, it's good for everyone.
Yep. No, yeah, I get you. You're spot on.
Until you're like us and you're trying to build a PC, and then the RAM went up freaking 25 times the value, and it's like, well, I have everything on my nice brand new computer, but I can't afford the RAM.
Yeah.
So
like, just build. Yeah, and that's why just build a DDR4 instead of the DDR5, because that's all they're going to be using is the DDR5. Well, DDR4 is still nice. You don't need the DDR5. No one really needs DDR5. Unless you're doing something crazy.
Well, maybe Badel is doing something crazy there, BC. I'm just saying.
I was just using it as like a reference, but I mean, it's like also like you said, like the speculative cost of stuff. Like I've got a couple data centers out here that are proposed, but there's people forming groups to fight against the data center. So then they got to hire lawyers and they got to visit, not really like a courtroom, but they got to make their presence known.
Oh, they got to go do all the hearing process.
They got to present all this, and it's like all that. Like it may not be that much, but it all still adds up. Like if they have to fight for
and that's part of what I was talking about,
just to like get the zoning permission or the zoning right to build. And then by the time they build, there's going to be the unions there, probably with the rats and all this and all that. That's going to attract attention and hate.
Yeah, especially in Illinois. Just saying.
See, I mean, there's
one about, I want to say about half an hour away from me that I believe that they just started excavating the land. That's okay. It's heavy machinery, but it's not quite that loud. And they operate between the times that they're supposed to, but people that live like 10 miles away are complaining about how loud it is. And I'm like, you don't hear heavy machinery 10 miles away. Like, no. You just want to complain because you want to complain because you don't like it. Yep. Like,
exactly. Now, to bring it back to,
it's super American. It's super American of them. You got first world problems over here.
Yeah, exactly. First world problems. Yes, that's it. That's right. That's right. I just want to bring a question back, or bring it back to crypto with a question like this. Remember how it was a lot of these Bitcoin mining centers pivoting to AI data center, usage. You think there's going to be, once these power plants are built, they're going to pivoting back to crypto mining as well for the lower energy costs?
Well, 100%. Because if you're talking about negligible power costs to mine Bitcoin, you could be your Bitcoin could crash, like flash crash, and you would still be mining Bitcoin profitably. It wouldn't matter, like you could secure the network at whatever cost you wanted to. It's going to wash out a bunch of your small players, and that's the big problem.
Right.
So if the nuclear power isn't helping everyone across the board in power costs, then the only people that are winning are going to be your massive mining companies, and that's just going to wash out a bunch of people. But here's the thing: is like Bitcoin could be secure at, say, flash crashing to $6,000. I'm kind of okay with the trade-off.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm okay with that. I understand. Well, I don't know, folks. What do you think? I mean, I know we got some people kind of lurking in the background. If you want to chime in live, we'll talk about your comment. And if you're watching this on the replay, tell us in the comments. I'll respond. I'm curious what you all are thinking about that. But I think we'll move on because I know BC is itching to talk about Trump. So maybe we should. Oh wait, what's Dave Digital saying?
He said nuclear or nuclear.
I don't know. It's however my stupid ass Boston accent puts it out there.
It really just depends on where you are in America. I say
exactly. Yeah,
I'll be back in just 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
But nuclear. That's me. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if it's wrong. Honestly, don't care. Everybody knows what it is. Go boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's going to crack a beer off screen because he doesn't want me to give him
because he don't. Shit. Oh shit. That's funny.
All right.
Let's bring up the next thing.
Oh yeah. I mean,
did you guys hear about this, guys? Come on.
I'm sure everyone heard about it. It was all over everywhere. And, you know, Trump media asked for $100,000 per month for rapid access to truth posts. And what's wild is this isn't just going to be for his posts.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So President Donald Trump's social media company has discussed charging Wall Street traders and investment firms as much as $100,000 for early access to the president's Truth Social posts and those of other influential figures, according to multiple outlets. Truth Media and Technology Group, the parent company of Truth Social, plans to offer the service through its new Truth API or application programming interface. The company has also pitched a discounted plan costing $60,000 per month for firms that commit to a 3-year contract. Whew. That's absolutely insane.
Yep.
What are we doing at this point?
Oh, please. He's fleecing this system for anything he can get from it. That's he's made Nancy Pelosi blush. That's all I'm saying right now. That's all I'm saying right now.
Pelosi, Nancy.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Donato's in the house. Welcome, Donato. Yeah, that's right. I don't know, man. This is just wrong to me on so many levels. It really is.
How does this stand, though? That's my question. Is how does this stand? How does this hold up in court? Because,
it ain't made it there yet, and you know who's going to bring it?
It's 100% going to end up there eventually. Because, here's the thing: it's you could argue public information, and we're just trading on public information, but you're not. You are sequestering public information and making it available to certain people at different times. So you're now skewing the whole market.
Yep.
And making it not traded on public information, and basically saying the more money you have, the more money you can make.
Yep.
And the more information you can get. But I guess the difference would be
exactly.
But I guess the difference would be is that it's not insider trading; it's first payer trading.
It's insider access. End the story. It's insider access.
Here's the thing: it's making information insider access.
Yes.
It's making public information no longer public information by sequestering it from your general population to a certain group of people first before you release it to everyone else.
Right.
So it's now making it insider trading and insider access before it's public information.
This is the Cantillon effect, but for information. That's what this is. That's lay it all out there. The people that got first access to this information are going to have first access before markets move. And again, not sorry, it's wrong. It just is. And I can't believe that we got a sitting president sitting here basically raking our system over the coals. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not naive enough to believe that that's never happened and that our other, politicians don't do it. But my God, man, just
any real hero would go buy the early access and then just drop all the information as soon as they get it.
Well, you notice how it says it's going to be available to like Wall Street insiders, that kind of thing. So unless you are on the approved list, even with the money, you ain't getting access probably.
You would have to be, you know, like an approved broker or something like that, which is just wild.
Yeah, but Dave, like I just said, we ain't going to be on the approved list. I don't care if if that's not going to happen. They'll just deny us access. I get the pooling the money, and it would be a great idea if that was going to be allowed. And if it's allowed, then maybe I won't feel quite as kicked in the face.
Well, I mean,
by Trump.
But like Billy, he might be able to get approved, and then he just starts a pool that we all just donate money to.
Okay, but you think if something like that took place, that once they realized what was happening, they wouldn't just pull that API access?
No, 100%.
They'd pull that, like, yeah, please. People's heads would spin. They'd pull that crap so fast. I mean, I get what Badel's saying. I like the idea, but it's never, they're not going to allow it to happen. It ain't going to benefit their buddies.
No, which is why they has specifically said that it's for like Wall Street and brokers.
Yep. So the people who got the money can make the money. Yeah. The trades we wouldn't, let's just say we would make as a group would not move the needle. Maybe not, but eventually,
depending on the stock. I mean, if you're talking about we all go in and drop $1,000 on a penny stock, that's going to move. That's moving the market.
But maybe even beyond that, you know, take that same analogy, but even on a nuclear stock, let's say, you know what I'm saying? That's still going to move it. And that's what I'm saying. That they're not going to allow it. Unfortunately, no. I got no trust left in our government. I just don't. So in case you didn't notice, folks, just saying.
You know, if ever there's another sign that a French Revolution Part 2 needs, or Part 3 kind of needs to just happen, this is, you know, like there's just more and more signs every day.
Yep. And unfortunately, nobody is gonna realize what's happening until it's too late. I mean, we've talked about this how many times, and that's why we'll get something like that happening. Heads will roll, as they say. And the irony is, it will not necessarily be the average Joe running the street that's going to go and chop those heads off. Because if you go and actually research the French Revolution, who was it? It was the people who thought they were entitled to this, who got basically shafted by it. That started that revolution, right?
Oh,
so
well, so like it was the people that were like the next rungs of power that kind of, took the mantle. And I mean, it's what you see in most, but like you need the backing of your populace to kind of make it happen. So like at a certain point, you've got to have the lowest rungs being told, let them eat cake when there's no cake to be eaten.
Yeah. No. Facts. And I don't know. I just hate the fact that this is even happening. This is not something I would expect in this country. Yeah, it's just wrong on so many levels. And a lot of what he's done, in my opinion, and I know I got a lot of people out there that agree for different reasons. TDS is rampant. But like I'm talking more like right from the get-go, before any inauguration, launching that flipping meme coin, and so on. It's just wrong. Just wrong.
Well, it's like Trump doesn't help his case at all when it comes to TDS. Because he's like, you know what? Let me make them matter because I can. And I'm like, come on now. Like you could have done something great with your administration. If you would just honored even one of your promises, you know? But instead, the only thing we got this administration is a corporate tax cut, and then them gouging your middle class American, and
even more.
Yeah, twice as hard, and then the rich are getting richer, and the lowest class is still getting paid out the ass.
Yep. Oh, good Lord. Oh, there you go. There you go. And Damien, welcome. I see you in the background there. Welcome. I don't know. The bottom line is, yeah, well, that may be true. But unfortunately,
yeah, I was about to say, I kind of like having a channel that's not shadow banned. So
yeah. Yeah, it's all right. It is what it is. Yeah. Bottom line is this administration has been a disappointment, in my humble opinion, on many levels. Many levels. But again, folks, share your opinion in the chat. Share your opinion in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. I'm interested. I want to see it. But I guess we can move on to some actual crypto stuff. If you okay, he's playing around with all his backgrounds there.
Yep.
Boy, here we go.
Bored over there.
Well, no, I was going about with what Dave Digital said, that it looks like I'm being held against my will, and I'm like, no.
Maybe he
No,
was.
I am part of the will.
There it is.
I'm doing the holding. But we did have this article here.
Well, so can I just say, you're right, Dave Digital. You are 100% correct about that. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, BC.
So we had this article, and I thought it was interesting, especially with all of the Strait of Hormuz stuff that's been going on, and Iran being like, you know what, we'll let you through the strait if you pay us in crypto. And now you got the U.S. Treasury like, you're not going to take payments in crypto. So U.S. Treasury freezes over 130 million tied to Iran-linked crypto wallets. So the U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, designated multiple cryptocurrency wallets tied to Iran, resulting in the freeze of more than $130 million, according to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. The wallets were linked to the Central Bank of Iran and were sanctioned as part of the Treasury's efforts to disrupt the country's illicit financial activities, including what Bessent described as its abuse of digital assets. We will continue to aggressively follow the money and deny the Iranian regime access to the proceeds of its illicit revenue schemes, Bessent said in an X post on Tuesday. While Bessent did not specify what additional actions accompanied the designations, on-chain analyst Spectre said minutes before the Treasury Secretary post that Tether had frozen 4 Tron wallets holding a combined 131 million in USDT, which, wasn't very smart of them. Like, why are you taking payments in USDT?
Yeah. And if you do, why are you holding on to it?
Exactly.
In USD.
Like, they were just asking for this to happen.
Yeah.
Because anyone that was smart, and it was very smart of them to be like, you know what, we'll take payments in crypto. But it was very dumb of them to be like, we'll take USDT. Because Bitcoin doesn't exist. I'm not saying that you might not have had your wallet address frozen, because these miners often work with federal law enforcement when they're asked to freeze wallet addresses.
Yeah, but let's not get too started about that. But anyway,
we know of other cryptos that wouldn't have worked with them. It would have been very, very easy for them to just say use Dash, or use Monero, or use any other XYZ privacy coin. Could have literally used XYZ.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But I was gonna say Pirate Chain. Now, wouldn't that be Like, that's perfect for the Strait of Hormuz, right? Use pirate chain. There you go. And it's a good privacy coin. Just saying. Anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just stupidity on their part. And you're right, BC. And listen, folks, don't think for 1 second that USDC or any other stablecoin that wants to comply with US regulations and be utilized in the US isn't going to comply with the Genius Act, which means they've got to be able to freeze wallets. They got to be able to claw back whatever crypto you got in that wallet. It is not your keys when you're using a stable coin. It's just not.
I don't do it, but like a lot of these people aren't going to learn because, you know, well, I want to take payments in this digital asset, but I want it to be, you know, like decently stable and not have a bunch of fluctuations. And like, okay, then, well, you know what you're sacrificing here. It'd be no different than just doing this all through JP Morgan Chase. They're gonna freeze your assets. That's the whole point of it. That was the whole point of the Genius Act. And that's why I was not for the Genius Act. It's why I wasn't for any of these legislations that have been put in front of Congress that had anything to do with crypto. It is not pro-crypto. It's pro-censorship and pro-control.
They just add crypto in the name to make it sound a little bit better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And like, here's the thing, is like, if we're going to replace our digital dollar with these payroll systems anyway, they need to have sources where they're actually testing this out to make sure it all works. And like, Iran was just a test, you know. Well, can we actually get this all done? You know, can we move our global payroll systems over to something like USDC, remove all of the cash from the system, and this is now your new digital dollar.
Well, I don't know if any of you guys heard, but about 7 to 8 hours ago, Iran did admit and say that total war on the U.S. now. So now we are, I feel, officially at war with Iran because they said it first, but
yeah,
we've also been bombing them for 9 or 10 nights straight. So,
but I mean, they've been bombing us back. They've been bombing our military infrastructure that's placed all over the Middle East almost the entire time. The MOU didn't even last a day. You had strikes from Netanyahu, as was brought up here by Damien, was what, like, you had Netanyahu strike in Lebanon, which basically caused retaliatory strikes from Iran. And then basically the whole time Israel has just been doing our bombing for us. But now we've got the full bombs of the United States going in there and just getting it done.
See, but we really don't. We really don't. If it was a full-scale war, it would be level that motherfucker into a parking lot, and that's that.
But we don't want to do that.
Exactly. So
we do not want to level it. So these are more strategic strikes, which is why I think it's bullcrap. It's really unhelpful that you have Trump saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go bomb energy infrastructure and we're gonna bomb their oil refineries and their pipelines, and we're gonna bomb their bridges." No, you're not, because you need Iran, you need their infrastructure, and you need all of this to keep going. So you're never going to level all of it, because it would take you 10 to 15 years to rebuild all of it, and you can't deal with the supply shock.
And exactly right, because they you're right. There it is, right there. You don't want to take that chance, so you'll never commit to full war. So I don't care who declares war and who. We ain't gonna go balls deep. We're just not.
And they know it. We know
it.
But it's just a game of chicken. And the big problem with Trump is that man has no balls. He likes to talk big, but he always backs down from everything. He did it in the first administration. He's doing it this time. Anytime his back is put against the wall, he doesn't break that wall down to make more room to swing back. He's just like, okay, that was fun. You win. Have it your way. We saw it with ICE. We're seeing it with Iran. We're seeing it with the whole your voter ID act and the SAVE Act in Congress. Every single
all
thing
of it.
He backs down from.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, it's just all we got was a corporate tax cut. That's all we've gotten. And then the market's going mayhem.
Yep.
The only people getting rich are the rich. And and we're paying for it.
Exactly right. Exactly right. I want to just shout out a few people who have kind of jumped.
Everyone coming in now.
I know, right? We're like 3/4 of the way through. Everybody's showing up. That's always how it goes. Jesse is in the house. Appreciate you. Hey, dude, your X account on fire. I love it. So thank you. And Andy, now it's a party. Welcome, Andy. Appreciate you being here. Let's see who else popped in here. I know a few other people popped in here. Lauren is in here. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Did I miss anybody? I feel like I missed somebody else. JR is in the house. There we go.
What's up, JR?
And I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. But welcome to everybody that's just kind of jumping on in. And as I said it,
never.
Before, when is
the shaving happening?
Yeah,
Never.
Definitely not. I mean, you got a better shot potentially on a crypto on the rocks. Get them, on some gummies and some beer and who knows. But anyway, just hey guys, do us a favor. Make sure you're smacking up that like button. If you're new, subscribe, and don't be afraid to share this out because we are here every single Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We got one more thing to talk about here.
Giving your unfiltered opinions every single Monday night.
yeah. Seriously, though, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
All right.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, appreciate it. We try our best. There's a lot to talk about all the time. So this is the last thing we had on the agenda for today. And this was Japan's landmark vote reclassifies Bitcoin and crypto as financial assets. So Japan's parliament approved legislation reclassifying Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as financial assets, marking a major regulatory shift that aligns digital assets more closely with traditional finance markets. Japan's parliament passed an amendment on Wednesday that reclassifies cryptocurrency as a financial asset, a shift that pulls Bitcoin and other digital assets out of the country's payments regime and into the framework that governs stocks, bonds, and investment trusts, according to a report from a public broadcaster. The change strips crypto of its prior status under the Payment Service Acts, where regulators treated it as a means of settlement, and it folds it into the Financial Instruments and Exchange Acts, the same statute that oversees traditional securities. The amendment moves Bitcoin and other crypto under a single investor protection standard. The NHK reports the change takes effect within a year with a target of fiscal 2027. We can kind of dive a little bit further into some of those details a little bit later, but honestly, I'm not a fan at all.
Yep. I think it was closer to being utilized for money as it was its previous status than this change in status. But this change in status, in my opinion, brings it more in line with everybody else trying to regulate crypto.
Sorry, the comments.
Oh, I know. They're going crazy in the comments.
I'm you can kind of hit the nail on the head, because it's like, here's the thing: if I'm able to take this digital asset, which is not classified as money, and give it to you as a settlement for payment, It'd be no different than me being like, you know what, bro? Here's my house. Take it as a settlement for this debt. It'd be like the same thing. So you're not going to have all of these heavy regulations on it. You're not going to have protections. But at the end of the day, crypto was never about being protected. It was about you being your own protection. And instead, we've now stripped away all of the crypto from crypto. And it's like, yeah, we're just going to make it just like every other stock, which means that it's never, they're trying to kill what crypto's potential is and destroy it as a technology. And just being like, okay, well, you know, if you want protection, buy a Magnum.
There you go.
Are you talking about the rubber though? That's oh
my God!
I mean, it works either way. You know, just
I suppose that's true. But yeah. Oh my goodness.
But for me, it's always been a digital asset, and you can use your digital asset in whatever means you want to. If you want to use it as a peer-to-peer form of transfer of ownership, of funds, of information, like that's all on you. You get to decide what you use your crypto for. I'm not a big fan of the government of Japan coming in and trying to tell people what crypto is. Because it now moves it from a technology to just another a paper traded asset, which then means that you're going to see a lot of these things that we saw for the 2008 stock collapse in America happening on these crypto, where we're going to get derivatives of Bitcoin and they're going to double down on it and 2 times inverse on Bitcoin. And not that there's already that here in America.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like it's not beneficial.
Nope.
We've seen what's happened every single time we've done this. It caused 2008. It caused your 70s. It caused your 1930s. Like we're not going to learn. And that's why Bitcoin was so important. Bitcoin was supposed to be different. On the first block, it talks about the second bank bailout.
Yeah.
We're so far from that now.
That's fact. But I don't know. It's kind of almost like let them play their games and let the people who understand the technology be in the background utilizing the technology to be prepared. So when all the shit hits the fan, you're able to utilize the technology, and screw them because, you know, it just is what it is. Or at least that's my opinion. Maybe I'm being naive in my old age. Who knows?
I mean, I think it's going to take, like Dave Digital said when he was on here, it's going to take a catalyst to really get crypto to get to the point where we can have crypto be a technology and not just funny internet money that make me rich.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, though, I don't know that that's going to be the catalyst. We've been through that too many times. You know what I'm saying?
All it takes is, like, honestly, if you had 1930s level of global depression happening again with our technology that we have now and the cool firearms that we have now, you might see something a little bit different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, maybe
they say all it takes is 1% to 3% of your population to start a revolution.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm all about, I get it. The match can be lit. I understand.
Yeah. I mean, if you continue having this administration do what it's doing, you know, I meant to stop that. If you continue having this administration do what it's doing, and then all of the nonsense going on and your global conflict going on and energy costs through the roof for everyone and no real kind of solution coming to the forefront, especially like even their solution right now with nuclear that we talked about at the beginning of the show, it's not going to help anyone for 4 years. It doesn't do anyone any good.
Right.
Like, we're having the problem now, not 4 years from now. 4 years from now, this is all going to be 10 times worse.
Oh, you're spot on about that, bud.
I mean, that's like I was saying about like the electrical rates before the stream with CCM is like, you know, I got a email about our electric rates should be going up by like 60% in the next 2 to 3 years. And it's like, and they pretty much said it was because the AI data centers, but a lot of them haven't even been approved yet. I mean, like 1 or 2 out of like 15 have been approved and they're starting construction. But like, you're pretty much telling me that out of those 15, like 7 or 8, maybe 50% of them are going to get approved. And that's why we're going to see this rate increase.
Yeah.
But I mean, like back to like what you're talking about,
excuse. That's the
like,
current
about trading like your house for debt versus like Bitcoin for debt. Like the only difference I see is one's a physical asset and one's a digital asset. But my question about that is, and I know I always bring up my stupid corrupt state of Illinois, but effective July 1st, last I knew, is all vehicle titles were supposed to be digital, or they're going to digital. So if you have a digital title for your car, but you have the physical car, would that be a digital commodity or a physical commodity?
It's an NFT, bro.
Yeah, it should be an NFT. At least. There you go.
I mean, why classification? That's an NFT, bro. You want to buy the NFT of my car? It doesn't come with the car, though. I'm keeping it
right. I mean, yeah.
It doesn't come with the actual car.
You just don't get the physical car.
No.
But then it's like, okay, if I'm trying to sell the car, how do I sell the car with a digital title? Like
you transfer the NFT.
Right. Exactly. Like seriously.
That's basically all it comes.
That's it.
You're gonna see the same thing with like the title, like land deeds and all of that. All of these will become NFTs, which they're not gonna call it an NFT, but it's an NFT. No, it's a non-fungible token, and you're gonna hand possession over to this person in the physical realm, but you'll also hand possession over to them in the digital realm.
And yes, RWAs all set. Exactly. RWAs. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change the topic real quick because I want to say one more thing about my current state. To my knowledge, we're the first and only state to allow X as a gender on driver's license and state IDs. So now you can be a male, a female, or X.
I'm just gonna.
Now we have 3 genders in my state. It's like I don't know, like why our governor comes up with this and lets it pass, but it's like,
well, you know, it's not surprising with how blue your state is, and that's all I'm gonna say. We'll just kind of steer over here to this other topic.
Oh, okay, we're gonna turn back around and talk about. But I'm like, this. Like, I don't know. I should just have a live about my state and every week and how stupid it is.
This is what you should do on your channel, just like every week.
Yes, that is now legal in my state as a gender.
Every week, you know, you should just kind of come on your channel and just do a rant about Illinois politics. This is what's going on in dumb blue Illinois.
Yep.
You'd probably gain a lot.
It's only mainly blue in like a few counties, but those are like the only counties that count.
And and I mean, it's the population density. It's why I'm a big fan of how Nebraska does its stuff. So we have our congressional votes split up. So Lincoln gets a congressional vote. Omaha has 2, and then the rest of the state has it's Omaha has 1, Lincoln has 1, and then the rest of the state has 3. So your rural can kind of balance out the rest of everything. So our representatives are 3 Republicans and then 2 Democrats, because our cities are Democrats, but our Republicans are all the rest of the rural places.
The rest of the country.
And it's not it's not these few votes that are highly dense in population negate all of the rest of it.
And heaven forbid that's how it should be. But let's again, blue states don't do it that way. And yes, that is his pronoun, Dave Digital. Yes.
Hey, that's only on Fridays, all right?
Yes. Oh man. Oh yeah. Sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah. All right, guys. I say we wrap this thing up. It's been great, and thank you to everybody who kind of came in. Don't forget, make sure if you haven't already done it on your way in the door to smack up that like button. It really does help the algorithm. And subscribe, share this thing out. If you're watching this on the replay, please share it out and let us know in the comments. I do read all the comments and reply, believe it or not. Anyway, guys, anything you need to throw out to the peeps before we head out of this place?
No, but I might be doing some more content again here soon. So my schedule is actually supposed to change, and now I'll have time during the weekends and stuff like that. So
well, I'm hoping for that. We're missing BC there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I just did my last week where I have to work until like 3 a.m. So
nice. Only BC. He's talking about his own content. I don't know what he's gonna do. Although hopefully he'll be coming back with LBC for counter this.
Yep. No, we've been talking about it. So I just told him I needed the actual schedule to change. So the schedule is supposed to be changing here this week because in 4 weeks I start school. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
You're gonna be super busy then.
What was that?
I said, so you're gonna be super busy then.
Yeah.
School, work, and maybe live streaming a little bit.
But like so. Oh boy!
Oh my god!
You guys are gonna get me banned from YouTube.
You gotta say prawn. You gotta change the O and the R around.
Oh my god! Oh my god, you guys! I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Listen, you got to tune into BC's channel for that. You ain't getting none of that here. I'll be scaring people off. Anyway, all right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Listen, tomorrow night, Jar and I are gonna be live 6 p.m. Eastern time. We got some great information going to be coming at you. Matter of fact, we're prepping for our 100th episode, which is in a couple of weeks on August 4th. So be watching for that. And then we have an interview coming with the creator of HoloWave the following week. We're going to actually be talking a little bit about that at the end of tomorrow's stream. So if you're interested in that, definitely tune in. Jar's gonna be putting together a kind of short video to show everybody what the tech is and what it's gonna do and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure that you're around for that. And then Friday night, as always, you know the drill, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Badel's eating gummies and I'm drinking and everybody else is drinking. It's Crypto on the Rocks. So make sure you are here for that. All right, I say we dance our way out. What do you say, guys?
I do have one thing for the chat, though. If anybody has a newer 3D printer, regardless of the brand, hit me up in Discord. Let me know the brand and what you think of it, because I'm looking to upgrade from my Ender 3 Max. I've been looking at Bamboo Labs, the A2L, or the other one is the P2S. But I feel the P2S is a little bit older model. Granted, it's still better and more expensive, but I'm looking at upgrading to a newer, better 3D printer that can do at least 4 colors. So if anybody has one, hit me up in Discord.
Okay. All right, guys, you heard.
Yeah.
There it is.
Or
all
leave
right.
it in the comments.
Yeah, there you go. Good point.
Yeah, or in the comments. I mean, I see Allset already saying Bamboo Labs only. I mean, the only issue I have with them is they're all proprietary. So you can't, like my Creality, like I can buy a bunch of extruders and hot ends and different beds. With Bamboo Labs, you can't really do that. But I'm tired of the tinkering stage, because for me to do like a print, it takes me probably an hour of tinkering to get it to actually work and waste a bunch of filament. Like, I just want something that I can click send and click print, and it works. And I feel
you're gonna do that on a lot of printers, though.
Well,
like once you're gonna have to tinker with a lot of them to get the setups all perfect, and then from there on, you should be pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as like a 6-year-old printer. You know, I think I bought mine in like mid 2020s, maybe 2021. So I mean, you know, like I had to buy the option for the auto bed leveling, never could get it to fucking work right. You know, and it's like, so I just kind of want something that's more just, oh, I want to use my computer, but I got to build it first and then install Windows. I got to do all this just to play a game. Like, no, I want to be able to click send, click print. I mean, I know it's not always that easy, but it can't be as bad as like a 5 or 6 year old printer. So,
well, let's see what these guys bring up for you, and you can mention it again on Friday. You might get a better response on Friday, especially with Shuby back in the house. So, but all right, guys, we're dancing our way out the door. We'll see you again next Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and don't forget, join me tomorrow night and Jar 6 p.m. All right, we're out.
Good night, everybody.
Night all.
Screens glow, timeline scream, same fear, different day. Lock in, HODL the line, don't blink, don't fold. Hands stay steady when the stories get old. Charts go wild, but the pace is fine. Mindset, grind, a battle calm. BC breaking down the noise, hold the line. Yeah, we ride that grind through the fear, through the foot, through the echo chamber signs. They panic, sell, we design the climb. HODL the line, yeah. Old school charts in a new age storm. Seen cycles born, seen cycles torn. Zoomed out vision, long-term frame. While the feed chases candles, he studies the game. Macro whispers, history rhymes. Patience weaponized over time. No panic button, no